Catching up with Torn Banner here at GDC, learning a little bit about their next game, Mirage Arcane Warfare. And you said it's, in a nutshell, it's Chivalry with magic, but it can't really be that simple, is it?
Well, that's kind of the basic starting point we get to people to get the basic idea across. But it's Chivalry, and in terms of the actual melee combat system that people love from Chivalry, the sword fighting, the epic sword fighting, that's still there. But what we've done is added on top of that a layer of magic combat. We've built those systems together so that it actually ends up feeling more like a sword fight from 20 feet away. We've done that by making every projectile blockable, every attack, every movement ability blockable. So it's about really the intersection of that combat and making it reactable, and something that players have a lot of skill-based precision in their actions.
So in the same way that Chivalry was a game about having a huge degree of deliberate control over all of your actions, you know, the way that you're swinging your sword, you can control the direction of swings, you can control the speed of them by moving your body. We're trying to capture the same feeling in that in Mirage by adding those same feelings of control and deliberateness to combat, but in ranged-based encounters. So really all it becomes about the readability and the reactability of every combat scenario that you're in. So anytime that an opponent is powering up a magic attack, for example, it's being very powerfully telegraphed to the player. So they can see, okay, this is what's coming at me. And they should always have some tools at their disposal for ways to react to that attack.
Something that is a little bit new with this is, of course, that you're building a world of your own, a new, brand new sort of fiction there. Could you talk us through what's gone into that and what kind of world this is?
Well, we have taken basically a world-building approach to the game this time. It is a fantasy world, but we wanted it to feel still like a believable place. And so we've done some things like placing landmarks in maps to see other maps that you're going to go and fight in later. And we've done this so that it feels more like a believable place and a cohesive world. And this is kind of in Arabian and Persian-inspired architecture and landscapes. And the art style is kind of a bold colors, simple colors, and low detail at a distance and higher detail up close. But what that does is it allows us to have kind of really clear, readable, and reactable gameplay.
Yeah, because it really feels like the art is always there to sort of feed the gameplay, to sort of enable the gameplay, if you will.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the art is, again, about we keep beating this over the head, but about being readable and reactable. So everything you're seeing, the strong silhouettes around characters means that you can identify classes from a far distance, which is something that as, you know, primarily a 6-on-6 class-based multiplayer game, there's so many different classes at people's disposal. You need to be able to read the combat scenario ahead of you and then prepare yourself to always be able to react to that. So the world is really built around that kind of readability.
So with these kind of multiplayer games, we're used to the kind of modes that you have, the sort of the objective-based modes, what they sort of deliver, but you're mixing it out a little bit this time around. Can you expand on that?
Well, we have a pretty wide variety of modes, and in fact, some of the maps themselves are basically almost every map is its own mode. So we have maps that are attack-defend style, where you have multiple stages, just like in Chivalry, where it's kind of a team objective mode, where at first maybe you're completing capture points, and then the next mode is going to be a pushable, that you're actually pushing a bomb up and kind of destroying these huge towers and white marble palaces. But we also have modes where it's symmetrical, and there's a single objective where both teams are able to, you know, maybe push a pushable back and forth or fight over a flag, things like that.
Anything to add?
I was just going to say, I mean, the name Mirage, and Steve mentioned these white marble palaces and that kind of thing. The environments you're seeing are so very pristine and beautiful and give this sense of calm to it as you're playing through them. But then all of a sudden, everything gets covered in blood and guts and gore. That really shows you that what you're seeing in these environments is sort of a trick of the eye, and there's a lot more death and a lot more glory and battle that can be found in them.
So we're just a week removed from the announcements, so it seems like it's early stage. What's the roadmap ahead with this game, and how do you sort of plan on bringing it out to sort of the audience?
We actually have a very condensed schedule this time around. So yeah, we only announced it a week or two ago, but we're launching it later this year. There's going to be a beta in the summer, and we're actually going to be at PAX East next month, first time going hands-on with lots of people. So there's a lot going on for us right now.
Busy times.
Yeah, and plans for beta in the summertime as well, so people can expect that. And then release later in the year. We're going to be planning on releasing at a fixed price around $30 US. And you buy the game, you play the game, and that's really all there is to it.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.